Now, we mentioned just earlier in the news, there's this new bus service starting today in the south of the county. Apparently, it gets commuters from the Trumpington Park and Ride site to Cambridge railway station in just 5 minutes. It's brand new. It's launched this morning. It's called the R service. I don't know what R stands for. Railway station, maybe? Rapid? It's going to run every 15 minutes during rush hour. It is hoped it will tempt more people out of their cars and onto the bus. We'll be talking to Stagecoach East about this new service after 8 o'clock. But first, let's talk to the first ever passenger. Morning to Richard from Cambridge. Hello.
Good morning, Dotty.
So, Richard, how was it?
Oh, it's very, very quiet. In fact, Trumpington Park and Ride site here is only just starting to come to life. I was here at 4 minutes past 6 this morning for the very first service. And I was the only person here, and I was the only passenger on the bus. And I was also the only passenger on the bus for the first ever service back from Cambridge Station to the Park and Ride site here. The service has gone backwards and forwards a couple of times since. It's only actually run empty once, and there's been one passenger on it for each of the other occasions.
Okay.
So it is a very quick service. It does take the advertised 5 minutes, and certainly the driver puts his foot down on the guideway stretch from Addenbrooke's on the way back, on the way into the station. And I spoke to a member of Stagecoach staff on the bus, and he was saying that actually so this service is the direct service and saves the 10 minutes which the other services were spending taking a detour off to Addenbrooke's outpatients. So there had previously been people sitting on the bus taking the 10 minutes off to Addenbrooke's and wanting to actually go direct to the station. So one of the reasons putting this new service on is to serve those people better and give them a quicker service. And all the buses that are going to Addenbrooke's are still being maintained, so this is an additional extra new service. But one thing to watch out for is it is only running at rush hour. It's operating between 6 a.m. and just after 9, and then again it's operating from I think it's 4 till 9 in the evening. So it's not running during the day. So it is not going to be available in the middle of the day.
And Richard, you have gone down to the Trumpington Park and Ride site and taken a return route. Why did you want to do this? What's the idea behind it?
Well, I've been invited to the official opening at 10 o'clock this morning, and I thought it was just a bit weird to sort of turn up to the official opening of something and not having sort of come to the real opening. So I've come to the real thing at 4 minutes past 6 this morning to actually see this service in operation. And when I'm at the official opening at 10 o'clock, I'm sure I won't have to buy a ticket for the service, although I have a day rider now for the day. But I wouldn't have experienced what I've seen this morning, is that you can't actually buy the return ticket for this service yet on the machines. And in fact, customer number 3 of this service I paid too much for his return ticket because he couldn't understand the machine. Like, using buses in Cambridge it's expensive, and it's actually quite complicated. And I think what I've seen here this morning, you could certainly simplify things. And hopefully I'll get a chance to speak to Andy Campbell later and give him some suggestions for improving the bus service in our city.
Absolutely, your commitment is admirable, Richard. Maybe the R needs to stand for Richard.
I've got no idea why we've got A, B, C, D, R. It doesn't seem to make much sense. But perhaps I can. Perhaps you or me can ask Mr. Campbell at some point today.
Absolutely, I think we've got to find that out. Richard Taylor, thank you so much for talking to us. Enjoy the official opening later on. Maybe you'll be able to have a little nap at the bus stop in the meantime, and we'll talk to you soon, I'm sure. That's Richard Taylor, who lives in Cambridge, who has been the first ever passenger on this brand new R route, which can take you from the Trumpington Park and Ride to Cambridge railway station in just 5 minutes. Only operates at rush hour though. And what does the R stand for? We're going to have to find out later on. We're talking to Andy Campbell, who's in charge of Stagecoach East. That's coming up at about 8:15 this morning.
BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.
And the first passenger on a new bus from Trumpington Park and Ride to Cambridge railway station has confirmed that it did take the advertised 5 minutes. Blogger Richard Taylor was the first to ride Stagecoach's new R service.
Main question about this new service: what does R stand for?
Rapid, I think, is the best one.
You
isn't
think
it?
rapid?
I think rapid. Yeah.
Rip-roaring?
Yeah, sounds like a log flume.
Rocky? Surely not. You don't want that on the guided busway.
Hopefully not. More pebbly, I would say.
Pebbly,
at some points.
Doesn't begin with R though.
No,
of course.
true.
I think they should name it Richard.
Richard?
After the first passenger.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, I think it's got to be in with a shout. We will be finding out what the R in the R route stands for after 8 o'clock this morning.
This is BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.